I'm Hector. Nice to see you all again. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 different things that you should consider before getting a hair system. I'm going to call them BBSSS. So the first one, base. So right now I am wearing a lace system. I like it because it's very breathable. It kind of just sits on top of your head. I like it because I like an exposed hairline, and it's a little easier to hide an exposed hairline when you're using a lace system, because it's kind of like, imagine little really thin mesh. People my skin color, at least for me in my experience, I've had better luck with lace because it sort of blends into my skin more. So you first want to know which base you want to use. So again, like if you go lace, they're not, some of them are pretty durable. And then you're looking at the other option of either poly bases, which are kind of thicker, and thin skin systems. So poly and thin skin systems are both made out of, I believe it's polyurethane. It's some sort of plastic that, like, it's really thin, so you can literally lay it on top of your head and be perfectly fine. The maintenance, I think, is like where it's really key, because the maintenance for the poly or the thin skin systems is so easy. You kind of just spray down the surface with your I use C22, and then you let it sit, and then after that you can kind of scrub it off using either paper towels or cotton balls. Rick's done it a ton of videos, so I would definitely watch his videos on that. But the thing is that you have to know that these things do decay over time, right? They're not, you don't buy them once and you live with them for life, right? So like those bases will get dirty over time, and once it's dirty enough, that's when you know you need a new one. But yeah, lace versus poly, honestly, you can't go really wrong with either. I like lace personally because of the hairline, but I've had a lot of ease using poly because it was just very easy to clean, and very easy to, at least for me, like put onto my head. I'll compromise the visual of it. I'd rather it look really good and look undetectable. And if it takes a little bit more time, so be it. The second B is budget. So that's the thing too. Like sometimes you need to kind of know roughly how much you can spend per month on these things. So lace system, though I'm using the M105 right now, I think it's like $250 or so US dollars. If I take care of it, it can last me around 6 months. I think the shortest it's been lasted me has been like 4 months. Again, that's like 250 divided by 4. You're looking at roughly like $75 or so a month, which again isn't that bad. The thin skin systems I think are roughly around 200 the last time I checked. I was using one of the HDs, and it would last, I think I was able to get it to last for 3 months. So again, like it's a little cheaper, it lasts a little bit less, but again, like I got like the best thin skin system I could get for that price. And now I'm getting the best lace system I can get for that price, for the price point that I'm in. Usually it'll last anywhere between 3 and 6 months, but it really depends on how well you take care of it. Things that I would do is like I would wear a hat if it's really sunny outside. Sometimes I even like try to moisturize it every night. Again, just to make sure that I'm getting the most life and keeping the most life in that system. S, supplies. So you will need glue. You need some sort of adhesive. So you can either use tape or you can use glue. Tape and glue are both very easy to clean on a poly or a thin skin. You have to be careful because you don't want to rip it. But again, out of the two, if you're deciding between a lace system and a poly and thin skin system, you definitely want to go with the poly or thin skin base if you're really worried about cleaning. So if you're using tape, get some Walker tape, get some ultra hold tape, or get some of the minis, the Walker minis. If you're using glue, use I've had pretty good luck with Ghost Bond, the Supreme one. So I think the Supreme one is a compound that makes it a little bit easier to hide some of the reflectiveness. So I use it mostly on the hairline. So for me, it's like I have tape all around, and then I have glue on the hairline, just so that I can use some of those UV. I think it's UV reflectance. I forget what it is exactly, but I can use some of those properties that they formulate in that glue to make sure that it's not reflecting or not bouncing light. Cleaning supplies, I would definitely advise getting C22 because it really does a good job at breaking down adhesives. So my usual procedure is that if I have my system, I take it off my head, I cover it in C22, I make sure the adhesive is wet, and I make sure the tape has C22 on it. If it's a lace system, I go to the other side of the lace. I go to the hair side and I kind of spray it where I have tape. So I would spray it around here and I spray it around the hairline a little bit just to get both sides of that adhesive breaking down. Let it sit for 10-15 minutes, and then after that you can go in with a little towel, like a washcloth, or you can use paper towel, or you can use cotton balls, and you should just be able to rub all that stuff out. The next step for me would be washing the system. So I personally, I like using, there's the brand Super Hairpiece that has it on their website too. I love the shampoo. I love their conditioner. It's honestly like it's very, very good. It's kind of crazy how good that stuff is. The shampoo cleans the hair and removes all the oils without getting any of the moisture out of it. Like it feels very, very soft still. And then the conditioner kind of comes in and saves the day just in case if it did strip any of the oils and stuff like that. So Salon. So I personally went to a salon first. I went to a salon. I got a consult through the salon. I knew Super Hairpieces does this too in their Toronto site. I think they also opened up a new site, so you should be able to go there and kind of get checked out. I would advise you do that first, because then you'll talk to a professional who knows what they're doing. Again, like I probably sound like I know what I'm doing, but I honestly started very much knowing nothing. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I didn't know that I could look this good, and I did it. Now the other S is Supplier. So I've tried systems before. This is back when I didn't know the color of my hair, so I bought a system and it was a shade too light. So I then had to like pack that all up, return it, and that was a huge pain. And I was like, I never want to do this again. So honestly, like I was very hesitant to order from Super Hairpieces for the first time because I expected the same thing. I expected it to kind of take forever, but no, like they offered like next day shipping, and I had my system in my hands in less than a week. When I think like with took almost like a week and a half. So I think just that peace of mind, especially if you're in the States, going to Super Hairpieces is pretty easy because they're pretty close. They can either ship from Florida or from Canada. But yeah, like wherever you do go, you definitely want to make sure that your warehouse or wherever you're buying this is sort of local or close, so that it's easy to get things to you quickly. And if you need to return it, you can return it quickly. But yeah, those are my 5 things you should know before getting a hair system. BBSSS. Yeah, thanks.